And welcome back to Forge by Geeks. Not playing Kingdom Death Monster, playing Frosthaven. Um,
You can tell that he almost said it.
yes, I clearly almost said it. We're back. Today we're playing the Outpost Phase. I believe it's Summer Outpost number 4.
Yes, essentially.
Sweet. We haven't done the Outpost Phase a lot. Funny enough, when you play the combat, it takes so long, you get really good at it. So this will probably still take us a little while. Other fun things, we have our Discord link, the permalink. I believe it's a permalink, down in our description if you want to join our Discord and chat with us there. We also have joined Blue Sky. We're trying to break from Twitter for some obvious reasons. So if you're on Blue Sky, you can follow us there. And whenever I put up new videos, I announce it there. And as always, we love people to check out more than just the one video series that they appreciate. We've got Kingdom Death Monster going. We've got Frosthaven going. We've got Kinfire going, though that's a little bit more inconsistent. And we've also got Descent going. So we'd love to hear about all the games, what you think. And if you haven't seen our last video of Frosthaven, we introduced a new way of playing co-op. That will hopefully engage our viewers a bit more, and we'd love to hear your feedback on that or start engaging with us. And with that, I'll hand it off to Nicole because she knows what the hell we're doing.
Alright, so, Outpost Phase. After each scenario phase, the party must return to Frosthaven and perform an Outpost Phase except in the following situations. If the scenario was lost, we did not lose.
Woohoo!
If the scenario has any linked scenarios available. There were no linked scenarios. We need a sled. So, the Outpost Phase involves spending time in Frosthaven to resolve events, acquire new items and abilities, and interact with buildings. So we start with the passage of time. At the start of the Outpost Phase, time passes. Mark the next unmarked box on the calendar to signify that 1 week has passed.
Nice.
It's been
1 week?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Now you've got that stuck in my head. Thank you.
Wait. So we are
Was
not
that bowling
having...
for soup?
No. Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yes. So, we have not filled in 10 boxes yet, and there are no section numbers that are available. So now we move to the Outpost event.
But I will call out, next Outpost Phase, we're going to have a pre-scripted event, and I believe because we did Dan's first event on his thing, we're going to get a special event for that.
I'm not sure. I think that may be 95.4.
Okay, cool.
In any case, but we will have another special event that was written in. Alright, after the passage of time step, unless you were instructed not to resolve an Outpost event this week, we were not instructed not to
We were
resolve.
not told to do it.
Yes. Draw the top card of the active Outpost event deck and resolve it. So we should be resolving a summer event.
There we go. A group of mercenaries are strapping supplies onto a donkey-drawn wagon. A woman in gleaming armor stows a warhammer, ignoring the agitated old man nattering at her. Bah! Go on then, and rush to your deaths. There's nothing up that mountain but an unmarked grave with your name on it.
Unmarked grave with your name on it.
Good point.
Yeah.
Very, very good
Read
point.
That again slowly.
Nothing but an unmarked grave with your name on it. He scrunches his face, struggling. He should be after saying that. Or I should say, without your name on it. Okay, now that's amazing.
Okay, that's funny.
There we go.
Yeah. Alright, that landed.
Because it'll be unmarked, and no one will find you.
I feel like we're being talked to in this moment.
I also feel like that's one of those, if you have to explain the joke, you already failed.
Mm-hmm.
He turns to you. These mercenaries are abandoning Frosthaven to venture into the hills for adventure. Well, they're adventurers. Well, no, they're mercenaries, but we're not one to talk. Is there really a difference? Yeah, and we're not one to talk. I mean...
Look, Graham Blue has told me repeatedly that there is a significant difference between mercenaries and adventurers.
Well, we are not mercenaries. We are not being paid.
Oh, so not wrong. Best kind of not wrong. Waste of good manpower, I say. The mercenaries certainly look to be on the younger side, still excited for a march outside the walls. A plucky Quirtle gathers a crowd, with notes from her late. Hold on. A plucky Quirtle gathers a crowd with notes from her lute, hopping onto the back of the donkey. How about it then? Who will fund our journey to treasure? Wait, you don't already have funding? These people have it ass backwards, don't they?
And they're already loading up the supplies they don't have funding for?
Uh-huh. Option A. Mercenaries should be supported. Help them purchase supplies in return for a cut of what they find. Option B. The old man's right. They're walking into their doom. Try to stop them. This is actually a hard one. My default is to fund them. Give them a shot. Everybody determines their chance to die.
So the old man is right. They could be walking into their doom, but it depends on how smart they are. Are they going to start small and kill like first level mobs?
I
Or
will
are they
say,
going to march right up to the top of the mountain to find the highest level boss they can
Spend a
find?
week killing slimes.
I will say
You gotta
intelligence
spend
is not on their
300
side
years
if they're
or
not funded yet and they're already ready to go. Just
But
say
intelligence isn't on the old man's side if he thinks an unmarked grave has a name on it.
They should at least have,
fair.
they should at least have a Patreon. I mean, come on.
So I'm on the side of turning over money.
How much money do we
Yes.
get?
How much money do we need to feed them?
You have 6 gold in the supply.
I have a lot of gold.
Would you be willing to give up a significant amount of that gold?
How much? I have 33.
I have 10.
13.
I've got 25. I'm willing to invest.
I have 16.
I'm willing to invest, so me and Peter might invest it.
Okay. Alright, in that case, if y'all are spending your money,
Watch it end up
Well-
being 100 and we all go broke.
nah.
And if they run
Like,
up
do
into
we,
the hills
do
and
we
all
know how
die,
much we're ponying
No.
up here?
if they do run into the hills and die, we might be able to go back up there and get the supplies back from them.
Man, dude,
We'd never do that.
all of these events
Not unless we can
involve,
unlock the right scenario.
Yeah.
involve writing blank checks. Every single event involves writing a blank check of some form. I'm
So-
okay with it.
Okay, so we're giving money.
Let's fund them.
We've got
All
3
right.
on the side.
All right.
Okay, so we're doing option A. They should be supported. So option A, lose 10 collective gold and any 2 collective herb resources. Well, shit.
Herbs.
So I'll lose 5. You lose 5, Peter?
Do we want to lose
Sure.
collective? Okay.
Let's leave it in the town because that's more harder to share.
Okay.
And then we need 2 herb resources. I only have 2. I have a root and some kind of leaf.
I don't have anything.
I have nothing.
I have no herb.
I have 2. I can denote 1.
Which
Or I
ones
can
do you
vote
have?
one. I don't know what to call them. I'm sort of afraid to try and pronounce their names and get them wrong based on
Okay,
pictures.
so why don't you give the root? Because
Which one is
I
that,
also
the
have
bottom
one of
one?
them, the bottom center.
Got it.
And I will give, actually, we just got the root, so I'll keep root. I'll give the leaf in the lower right. Okay, so we gave one of the roots and one of those leaves.
Okay.
And where is that?
We're putting an event on the calendar.
You see them safely on their way and hope for the best as they make their way out of Frosthaven's gate and into the unknown. The backing of someone like you is enough for the town to also throw in their support. And an orchid with a longbow strapped to his back nods and thinks as they pass by. Add events SO37 and SO38 to the summer outpost deck. Oh, if we didn't pay them everything,
Then there might have been a different event.
we would have done B. It would have kicked us to as though we didn't support them if we couldn't afford that.
Okay.
So we had 37 and 38. Oh, that's is it SO? Yes.
So I'm wondering if we're adding road events of finding their remains on the road somewhere.
No, these are outpost events.
Yeah, these are
Okay.
outposts. So that does generally
That
scream.
bodes well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll hand this over to you, Peter, to do a nice, healthy, fresh shuffle on our outpost deck.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, and that is complete. The alternative was not great. We would have gained 1 random side scenario and 1 soldier. So we got 2 events instead. So I think we chose wisely.
All
We
right.
shall see.
Yeah, we don't know what the events are.
And we didn't have a
We'll
place to put
probably
the
do.
soldier.
Yes. All right. After the outpost event step, resolve the effects of all buildings. Go through the building deck in sequential order, one card at a time. For each building, resolve any normal or rest effect which appears at the top of its card next to the sun icon.
Okay.
And we have buildings at different levels, right? They do different things at different levels.
Yes.
So
But we
have to-
only have the highest level or the building current level in the deck, so I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So first up, we have the mining camp. Collectively buy up to 1 iron for 2 gold. So drop 2 gold and we'll get an iron.
Okay, here's the outpost event deck back.
Thank you. Next, we have collectively buy a leather for 2 gold. So we will get a leather for 2 and just wipe off 2 more after that. And then collectively buy a lumber for 2 gold. So that's all of our town gold right now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Craftsman is no effect. Alchemist is no effect.
Because we can't buy anything, or because it does nothing at the level.
It does nothing at this level. Workshop is you can build the 3 things. So we'll keep that available.
Because we're going to build a sled, right?
Yep. And then collectively train up to 1 soldier for 3 gold and 1 material resource.
You said we have no room for any more soldiers.
Correct. We can only have a capacity of 4 right now, and we are full.
Okay.
So that is not an option. So all we have is the workshop to build stuff out of. And then we have the alchemist that we can do brew 2 herb potions. We can craft items out of the craftsman and nothing out of the others.
All right. We now have downtime. After the building operations step, characters may perform downtime activities in any order they would like. Many of these activities require characters to interact with a specific building, which they cannot do if the building is wrecked. Level up. If a character's experience total is equal to or greater than the experience requirement of their next level, they must level up during the downtime step.
I am not leveling.
I am not leveling.
I'm leveling.
7 XP short, but I'm not leveling.
I'm level 3.
No leveling here.
Congratulations.
Enjoy the extra hit point. Or 2 maybe.
Yep, so you add an ability card, add 1 new ability card to your pool. It must match your class and be a level equal to or lower than your new level. Does not increase their maximum hand size, just increases the pool of cards available to them at the start of the scenario. Increase your hit points based off of the level track at the bottom of the character mat, and gain a perk mark. Gain 1 new perk mark. The new perk mark is applied to the list on the right side of their character sheet by marking 1 corresponding box. Alrighty then. I assume nobody is retiring a character or creating
No.
a character.
Not even close.
Don't think so.
We could create a character if anybody was interested. We have the new class, but
What was the building that was an option for us? When did we do that? Did we do that later?
so
Technically speaking, that is step 5, construction.
but
However,
we usually do that first.
it is absolutely fine for us to do that
And I
first.
think we have to choose between making a building and building a sled.
Correct.
After the downtime step, the party may build, upgrade, and rebuild buildings. They may build or upgrade 1 building by default, and they may lose 2 morale to build or upgrade a second building. We do not want to lose morale because we are currently at a +0 defense, and if we lose any morale, we will go down. Building and upgrading always has a prosperity requirement. The build or upgrade can only be performed if the current prosperity level meets or exceeds the prosperity requirement of that build or upgrade, which is shown next to the build cost on the map board or upgrade cost on the building card.
How much prosperity do we have?
We are currently at 1 prosperity.
Okay, so we cannot upgrade the logging camp, the hunting camp, or the mining camp. Those
Okay.
are not an option.
All right.
The barracks also does not appear to have an upgrade option right now.
Okay.
We can upgrade the alchemist, we can upgrade the craftsman, and we can build the boat, sled, or climbing gear. In addition,
Remember before we built some walls, so we have the opportunity to build another wall.
we do have 1 wall we can build right there. And wait, did we not build them? I thought we built the mining camp. Yes, we have the mining camp, so we forgot to put the sticker down. So we need to find the removable sticker for the mining camp.
So remind me again how walls help us when we're invaded.
They give us extra defense rating here, which means we get it's a plus to every card draw, a default plus.
And how often do we get invaded? Does it happen on a regular schedule, or is it a random one we pull an
So
event?
far, it's happened once, but I imagine it's going to start happening more often.
That's the thought. Does that have mining camp?
Yes.
Okay, if you can pull off the top part, I'll get that on first. Okay. That's
All right. I'm replacing a -1 with a +1.
find it interesting that mining camp stretches the barrier.
Well, mines are kind of like that.
It goes right over that wall.
I did not line that up perfectly, but okay. Okay, so we've got that. So we can build one wall. It doesn't actually look like we've built a wall yet. So we can build a wall. We can upgrade the craftsman, upgrade the workshop, or upgrade the alchemist, or build one of the workshop things.
Didn't you say we could build a sled, etc.?
Yes.
So for where we wanted to go, I think we needed the sled. I think that was on the path we wanted to take eventually.
Let me check. Oh, so that would be the wrong one, or no, that'd be the right one. Which one did we just clear? Number 5?
Yes.
It does not show a sled required there.
I remember we were told a sled was going to be required for one of the.
We were
things we
told
couldn't
that, but we
run.
have not unlocked the sled required yet. So these are what we have so far, and that requirement is contains a shard for the lurker crown. It's not actually a requirement, and the sled icon is not showing on any of them yet.
Could we look back over where we were told that we would need a sled for something?
Yes. It's right here. You realize your quarry's tracks lead from the forest out onto the frozen tundra. Attempting to follow without the right equipment would be suicidal. If you wish to give chase, you'll have to come back with a sled.
And what were the numbers we unlocked?
9 and 10, but those are before. It's clear that this complex continues and that some bizarre power lies hidden within. The question is whether it's worth investigating. And the other option, of course, is to continue hunting the Algox, which would be 10.
Okay, so neither of them requires the sled, but until we look ahead, they may give us a negative if we don't have the sled. So they may not require it, but
This assumes you have the sled. I don't. Oh, there's a sled marker up at the top.
Oh,
That's how it's.
okay,
the
so they
sled.
didn't put the sled here, but it's up there for 10. What about number 9?
9.
9 is
No.
fine. So if we want to go to the crystal enclosure, it needs the sled.
I think we wanted to get down to,
Yeah, we have
There's a
something to
corner
come
there?
down here at some point.
and it looks like the only way to get there is with the sled.
Correct.
I don't know. I personally
to
don't
come
like being
back around
told there's
this way.
something I can't do.
Yeah, so you'd like to get the sled?
I'm kidding.
I'm open.
Being a white male.
Oh, yes, you're not wrong.
Okay, so what do we want? Do we want to do the sled or do we want to do something else? Like, how does everybody feel? Is there something else that somebody wants to propose as a good alternative?
So I think the best alternative might be a wall, but I want to understand what the benefit of a wall is and how much it will help us.
So the wall gives us defense. It's
How
a little
much
bit on.
defense?
I think it's just when the combat happens, it tells us. Yeah, it tells us when the combat happens.
+5 defense.
Oh, sweet. So that's not bad. And we do have events happening next time we come back to the outpost. So having a wall may not be a bad idea.
So I think the question is, what are we going to do next? If we're going to do the sled right away because that's essentially our only option?
No, it's not. So we can go to the Crystal Trench. We can't really do Edge of World yet, but we could go to the glowing catacombs. So we have 2 real options to go to.
Okay, because what I'm thinking is, if we are willing to delay the excursion with the sled, we could get the wall now, and we could pick up the sled once we're ready to commit to we're going to do next the thing that requires it. Because there's no value in getting a sled, 2 or 3 missions before we need it. If in the meantime we can get something that will give us value right away.
I'm overall on the same side with 2 events coming up that could be attacks. I would rather get the wall
That makes sense.
and then
Yeah.
worry about the sled next.
And if the wall saves a building, it's earned its keep.
Yeah.
We'd otherwise have to pay to build a building.
Okay, so the wall's cost that we're going to get is 4 lumber and 10 gold. So how are people's lumber supplies?
I have 1 lumber and 10 gold.
We have 3 lumber in town and 0 gold.
Okay, let's take the 3 lumber out of town. So we need 1 more lumber. I've got 1 lumber.
I have 1 lumber.
I don't
I
know.
have not.
How are you doing?
I got 6.
Peter's lumber story is legendary.
Yes, that's the kind of it. Would you
can
be
have my lumber and my gold?
if you give the lumber, I will give 8 of the gold.
And I've got 16 gold over here.
Okay, but you give the lumber,
Okay.
I'll give 8 gold, and then we need 2 gold from somebody else. Okay.
Sounds like Jeremy's volunteering.
And your axe.
And my axe.
All right, so which one are we building?
We are building this wall. It's the only one we can do. J.
Now, it looked like we put this down over a wall,
It's very nice.
It's
but it looked like there was a wall underneath there.
It's a
So
very
I'm
nice
wondering,
wall.
are we going to end
It's
up
the
building
best wall.
something else on
We make the
top of
best
the wall
walls.
with we just?
this didn't have a wall build option.
Okay.
The wall build options are very explicit.
All right, so we have built a wall.
+5 defense, very explicit. Yay. And it's an exclamation point, which means at the start of every round we get that, or every outpost phase we get that. And I did a shitty job connecting the wall, but are we surprised by that?
Huh.
Us and stickers, not as bad as we did with Pandemic Season 0, but
I was fantastic in Pandemic Season 0. What
my
are you
hat
talking
was
about?
way up here.
I had a bad hair day.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, and I was the
I
only
think I was the
person who
worst
could
of all of
actually functionally apply stickers to things. So congratulations, guys! All of y'all failed kindergarten, and I
And we were
I-
spies.
graduated.
And we
Yeah.
were spies with outfits that were clearly not the best. Okay.
All right, so now that we have done that, we can craft items.
Woohoo!
Characters can craft an item by spending the required resources or items. The crafting character gains 1 copy of the crafted item.
Okay.
Ah,
So we have a traveling cloak. At the start of the scenario, increase your maximum hit point value by 1. And that costs a leather. We have a crude helmet, which is when you are attacked, treat 2x attack modifier card as a -1 instead. We have flexible slippers for a leather, which is during your end of turn looting, loot an adjacent hex instead of the hex you occupy. Note it's instead. And then tap. Oh, so it's a tap. So you could choose to loot the one you're on. We have crude boots. During your move ability, add +1 movement, and it's 2 leather. We have crude hide armor, 2 leather. On your next 2 attacks that target you, the attacker gains disadvantage, but add a -1 to your deck. We have a spyglass. During your attack ability, gain advantage on 1 attack, then tap. And that costs a metal. Nicole could get that. During one of your +1, or during your turn, add +1 range to one of your ranged attacks for lumber. I'm the only one who can build that right now. Crude spear. During your turn, one of your single target melee attack abilities may target an enemy 2 hexes away for a lumber and metal. The Horn of Command, which Dan's got, may help Peter. It's 1 metal, a root, and a leather. During one of your summons turns, decide how it performs. Crude shield. When an enemy would apply a negative condition to you, prevent the condition for a metal and add a -1 to your deck. And last, Protective Scepter. During your turn, grant one ally within range 2 1 armor.
Excuse me.
And
Wow.
then tap. And that's a lumber and a leather.
All right.
Is
Last,
there only one of each of these available, or can we make more if
We-
more than one person wants?
we have a few extras.
Okay.
And then Peter, you have a herb of some kind, right?
I do have an herb. I gave
Or you
up
have the
root,
mushroom.
And I got a mushroom left.
Okay. So if we do a trade of a resource,
So I do have one summon, but I don't use it very often. So the Horn of Command is, although I could use it, it's not maybe something that will really make a big difference for me.
no, we have not seen what the potion is for the mushroom and the root.
All right. Yeah. Other things are all of us are at level 2 except for Jeremy, right?
Correct.
Okay. So he is the only one that can carry a second consumable item.
Okay.
Any stamina potions?
Nope.
Just strength.
Just unhealthy mixture. Well, there is a stamina potion if we had the right materials, which we don't.
Sorry.
That's right.
So what were you thinking of getting, Peter?
So I was thinking of getting the helmet.
This helmet,
Yes.
the reduce it 2x to -1. That takes a metal. Do you have metal?
I do have a metal.
Okay.
Do I have to put anything bad in my deck?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, why didn't I do that?
Okay. That is the last of the crude helmets, so we do not have extra of that.
Now, if we're crafting potions, does one person have to have both of the ingredients?
Yeah, what do you have left?
I have a mushroom.
And what else?
A hide.
You have a hide. Can I do a? Because I need to craft a bunch of gear, and it all has to be different to complete my character quest. So I'm very interested in crafting stuff. What could I craft with a single hide? Oh, I could craft the other boots. I will trade you a lumber for the hide. Or sorry, not a lumber. A root for the hide if you'd like.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay. And then,
let's find out what kind of potion we get for a root and a mushroom.
well, first I'm using the hide to craft flexible slippers for myself, and we still have a spare out there. And then I am using metal to craft the spyglass.
What does that do?
During your attack ability, gain advantage on one attack.
So I find it really useful for my big attacks, just to have some insurance that my big attacks don't whiff.
Yeah.
And then I'm using lumber to craft the bow, which, there.
Oh, I can advance my build progress because we built the wall.
So I now have 3 fist items. I have completed fist items. So I have enough fist items. I have 2 helmets. I need 1 more helmet of some form. And I have 2 boots. I need 1 more boot of some form. And I still need 2 more armors and 4 different item types. And Peter, your potion.
Yep, so let's see what happens when we cross a mushroom with a root.
Okay.
I will buy the flexible slippers.
You get a stone skin potion.
Okay, could be
Which-
useful.
I need to go pull out of the deck. You're grabbing the flexible?
Yep. I'm going to be this character for a very long period of time.
That confident, huh?
Well, my personal goal is to experience the construction of 12 different buildings.
Oh.
So I have 8 more, weeks
So if we build a
at best.
second wall, does that count for you or not?
Yes. Oh, wait. Actually, yeah.
So is
I
it
don't
12
think
different
that counts.
buildings or 12 different types of buildings?
Yeah, the
12 different buildings or building upgrades. So yeah, the wall doesn't count for me. So I am completely opposed to building additional walls. One wall is enough.
Sure? I thought the wall counts as a building according to
Yeah,
rules.
If
It's
they
a
allow-
building, but there are multiple buildings. Like if we built another wall,
It
would
won't.
that count? That's what we're arguing
But I'm
about.
thinking if they allow upgrades to count, then they will probably allow additional walls.
They do.
Huh.
I was reading about that. Okay, so stone skin potion. During your turn, perform I can't remember what that thing is called, but it basically gives you a regen on self until your next hit. So you regen 1 hit point every turn until your next hit.
Probably not. I'm betting that's a ward.
Oh, sorry, no, that's ward. That's half damage.
Yeah.
For the next time you're hit. Still, not bad. Yeah, that makes more sense
And
for
I have
something.
to pop it on my turn? Yeah, during your turn.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that's useful.
Yep.
All right. So that was crafting. And
Is
we
anybody
also
else
brewed
crafting?
potions.
I have no material, so I will not.
Okay.
Well, I just realized that I didn't need to build the helmet because I already had a helmet. If
Oh.
anybody else wants this instead, I can let them have it. Or leave it in the deck.
Up to you. Which helmet was it?
The crude helmet,
Ah, yes.
when you attack, treat any 2x attack modifiers. At the end, we drew -1 instead. So I will leave that in the deck and put my metal back for future use.
Sounds good.
So you can, by the way, you can, if you want to, sell items. When
But
a
we can't
character
buy
s-
anything yet.
Yes. When a character sells a craftable item, they gain 2 gold for each resource or items required to craft it. So just FYI, if you wanted to sell a crafted item, you can.
Okay.
Yep. And I
Okay.
think that's it.
That's it. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us, and we will be back with our next Frosthaven co-op session in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Okay,